What's up, boys? How you guys doing? Today we're doing my mock draft. We're gonna do all of the first round. Let's get into it. First, Minnesota Timberwolves. I think it's gonna come down to LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards here. I'm gonna go LaMelo. I'm going LaMelo. Gonna lock that in. Next, the Warriors. Warriors, I think, are gonna take James Wiseman out of Memphis. I think he's just far too talented to fall past the Warriors. The Warriors really need a center badly. Third pick, I think this is pretty simple because I think the Hornets are going to draft whoever is not drafted yet out of that top three between Anthony Edwards, Melo Ball, and James Wiseman. So Anthony Edwards, I think it's an easy pick here. Chicago Bulls, this is where it gets tough because there's the top three projected, and then there's like kind of like a 4 through 10 range of people in the same tier. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go with Deni Avdija out of Israel. I've heard a lot of comparisons to Luka Doncic. Obviously, he's not near as offensively gifted as Luka Doncic, but defensively, I think he's actually a step above. Deni Avdija has a lot of pro experience. I think he'll be able to step in right away for the Bulls and make an immediate impact. Fifth pick, Cleveland Cavaliers. They definitely do not need a guard here. They've been drafting way too many guards. Could use some wing help. Go Obi Toppin, the best college player in college basketball last year out of Dayton. Yeah, they need a power forward, so I'm going to go Onyeka Okongwu, who could play well alongside John Collins and be that defensive anchor on that team that they really need with a pretty bad overall defensive team. So I'm going to have the Detroit Pistons selecting Isaac Okoro out of Auburn because I think he can fit into that small forward spot. Probably would be a little undersized for the position, but I think he could play a hybrid shooting guard slash small forward for them. And Isaac Okoro is very talented, and I think he can't possibly fall below here at 7. New York Knicks, I think they're going to take Tyler Halliburton pretty easily here. I really hope they don't mess this up. Alright, for the Washington Wizards, I have them quote-unquote reaching for a pick here. I think they need help with the center position. And I think Jalen Smith is an extremely talented center for them. I think he could fit in really well and immediately. So I think he's going to go here to the Wizards. Phoenix Suns, they just not drafted. They just traded for Chris Paul. So they do not need at all a point guard or a shooting guard because they have Devin Booker and Chris Paul to fill those roles. I do think they need help at small forward. That's why I think they're going to go ahead and draft Aaron Nesmith out of Vanderbilt. A very talented shooter, possibly the best shooter in the draft. Shot a crazy percentage. I'm not sure exactly what it was. He was absolutely filthy last year for Vanderbilt. I think he's going here to the Phoenix Suns. Pick number 11 for the San Antonio Spurs, I believe, is going to be Patrick Williams. Yes, not Killian Hayes. Patrick Williams out of Florida State. I think he needs to grow a little bit to be in that NBA type role, which I think would be the perfect place for that to occur in San Antonio. I think they possibly lose DeMar DeRozan, so they could possibly fit Patrick Williams in there at small forward if they do trade DeMar. I have the Sacramento Kings selecting Saddiq Bey out of Villanova. I think he would fit in well and possibly be year one starting power forward for the Kings. And right here, pick number 13 for the New Orleans Pelicans. I think Killian Hayes finally stops falling in the draft, and the New Orleans Pelicans are able to pick him up as a 13th pick. Pick number 14, I have Tyrese Maxey going up the board of Kentucky, going to the Boston Celtics. I think he's a guy who can back up Kemba Walker. I don't see him as a starter really at any point in his career, but I think he would be a great backup for his career. And Kemba Walker will be a great mentor and be able to give him that knowledge of that NBA and that NBA experience. With the 15th pick, I had the Orlando Magic taking Precious Achiuwa. Very good on the defense side of the ball. And he averaged a surprising points per game but that's when James Wiseman wasn't playing. Portland Trailblazers. I think they go with Kira Lewis here. Kira Lewis is probably my third favorite point guard off the board in this entire draft. So I think 16 for him is kind of like falling in the draft, personally. For me, I think he's a 10 to 15 range player, but I think he won't get drafted to here. Now with their second draft pick in the first round, the Minnesota Timberwolves first went with LaMelo Ball at number 1 overall. And that rhymed, by the way, I don't know if you noticed that. With the second draft pick in this draft, I think they go with Jaden McDaniels, a very talented, raw athlete out of Washington. I think he possibly start year 1 power forward for them, although I doubt it because he is a project. I think he will need some time to be worked up. I think coached up and worked up. But I think he is a talent that could be in the NBA for a long time. The 18th pick, I have the Dallas Mavericks taking R.J. Hampton, shooting guard out of New Zealand. Not my favorite prospect in this draft, but I think backup shooting guard / small forward is something that the Mavericks need. So R.J. Hampton it is. Brooklyn Nets, I think they need backup wing help, possibly power forward. And actually, on second thought, I am going power forward. I'm going Tyler Bay out of Colorado. Miami Heat with the 20th pick, I think are going to take definitely wing. They need some wing help besides Jimmy Butler. They need some help on the wings. So give me Leandro Balmaro out of Barcelona, Spain. I think he's also a work-upable talent, but he has been playing professionally. I think that'll help him step up immediately in the NBA. With the 21st pick, I have the 76ers debatably getting their point guard, quote, air quotes, point guard of the future, depending on what you say Ben Simmons' position is. I think they go with Cole Anthony here. And Cole Anthony is way too talented to be a 21st overall pick, let me tell you that. I watched every game of Cole Anthony's career. He's extremely talented. That UNC team last year was not a good representation of what he can be, although he was a stud like last year entirely. It's just he didn't shoot very efficiently, and the team around him wasn't exactly padding his assist stats, because he's a good playmaker. He can make plays at the point guard position, but that UNC team was not exactly helping him get the assists he deserved, as you can see. And he still averaged 4. Underrated rebounder at the point guard position. Cole Anthony is an absolute stud, and I don't see him going any lower than this. I think he should be higher, honestly. The 22nd pick, I think the Denver Nuggets are going to select Tyrell Terry, point guard out of Stanford. I think he can play that shooting guard role actually very well. Possibly even start for them. I like Tyrell Terry a lot, above Josh Green and most people, pretty much everyone else on the board available. So Tyrell Terry. For the 23rd pick, I think the Utah Jazz are going to select Alexei Pokusevski. I think I said that right. I think they're going to take him to possibly slide him at that power forward spot alongside Rudy Gobert. I think he'd actually fit really well there. Professional player, same league as Giannis came out of, actually. And I think he averaged more points than Giannis, if I'm not mistaken. I like this pick a lot, actually. I think he's quote-unquote unknown of this draft. He could be absolute stud, or he could be a bust, to be honest with you. The Milwaukee Bucks, as you guys probably saw in the trade yesterday, just traded both of their point guards, Eric Bledsoe and George Hill. So I think they really need a point guard here. Although there's none, I don't think you could really just take and plug into that starting role immediately. I think Theo Maledon out of France could eventually be that future starting point guard for the Bucks. That's why I have him taking Theo at the 24th pick in the draft. The 25th pick, I think the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to take Malachi Flynn out of San Diego State. Another one of those top players in college basketball last year, was leading that San Diego State team to almost undefeated, I believe was the story. So give me Malachi Flynn to be that backup behind Ricky Rubio. in OKC. But the Boston Celtics have their second pick at the draft in the first round. I think they're going to take Zeke Naji here to be that backup power forward behind Jason Tatum. With the New York Knicks' second first-round pick in this draft, first at 8 overall, they took Tyrese Halliburton. I think now they take a guy who can fit in well at backup center immediately for them, Isaiah Stewart out of Washington. The 28th pick in the NBA draft, I think the Los Angeles Lakers are going to select Desmond Bane, shooting guard out of TCU. I don't know if you guys ever watched TCU basketball, but this kid is an absolute stud. 4-year player for them. So he's a senior. He is an older kid. That's why I think he's gonna fall just a little bit in the draft, but he is absolute stud. He can pretty much do everything in the basketball court. Like what I see from him, Desmond Bane to the Lakers. Help out immediately over there. Not that they need any help or anything. With the second to last pick in the first round, the Toronto Raptors are going to take Josh Green out of Arizona. A pretty raw prospect, but he had glimpses of stardom as we all saw. The last pick in this draft, the 30th pick, goes to the Boston Celtics have their third first rounder. I think they're going to go with Xavier Tillman. Yes, they just drafted a power forward, but Xavier Tillman, I think you can't pass up on him. Could fall an early second round, but I wouldn't have him going that far. So Xavier Tillman with the last pick in the first round. Alright guys, here are all 30 picks from my mock draft. Let me know in the comments if you disagree or agree. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.